Dolphin fans, what's going on? A lot of news and rumors to talk about. So what's coming up on today's show? Tua, is he going to be out week 4 due to an illness? I'll tell you that one coming up. Byron Jones, is he going to be out again? The star cornerback dealing with that groin injury. That's coming up. And then, hey, you know what they say. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Chris Carson, will he be ready to rock and roll, or could they be looking at another running back? That's all coming up on today's show. But to make sure that you never miss a video, I'm looking at it right here on my screen, 3,720 subscribers. Hit that big red button that says subscribe. Let's get this Dolphins channel to 4,000 subs and free videos every single day. You're welcome, Dolphins fans. Subscribe to the fastest growing Dolphins channel on YouTube. And if you are subbed, take that link that you see below, youtube.com/DolphinsNews, and send it to your friends. All right, y'all, let's get into today's show. Kicking it off with Tua, and he was unable to practice on Wednesday. And I went on Dolphins Wire, I bounced around the internet a little bit, and people were freaking out saying, oh no, Tua has an illness, and there was reports that he might end up missing week 4. Is it COVID? No, it's not COVID, because if it was, he would be on the COVID-19 list. I mean, I am blown away by the stupidity sometimes that I hear from people saying, oh, he's sick, maybe he has COVID. No, you would know if he had it or not. Now, he is dealing with what it seems like a little bit of a stomach issue. He was unable to practice Wednesday. It'll be interesting to see if he's ready to rock and roll on Thursday. The reason why this is an actual story is because if he's unable to go, could the Dolphins promote practice squad quarterback Jake Rudock, right? Because with Jake, it's not really all that good. And yet, if you remember, the Dolphins decided to move on from Josh Rosen. They cut him, and there was some trade rumors. I wish they would have been able to get something in return. Ryan Fitzpatrick has been playing great, and he will continue to probably be able to put up those boom or bust games. But the real story is here is if Fitzpatrick goes down and if Tua is unable to go because of a stomach issue, will they be going to the practice squad quarterback? That remains to be seen. Now, this is a big-time matchup this week. This is going to be the toughest test that the Miami Dolphins have gone up against. And at Chat Sports, we had the Seattle Seahawks in our top 2 for our power rankings because they've been that legit. And Russell Wilson, he's the MVP frontrunner. That's why this is a 7-point favorite for Seattle. Now, the over-under in this one, it was originally at 54.5 points over at BetUS, but it's come down 1.5 points, which I think is pretty interesting. So, do you guys want to bet on this game? Dolphins versus the Seattle Seahawks. The over-under is 53 points. So type O for over if you think there's going to be more than 53 points, or I want you to type U for under. For me, I am typing my O for over, and it's not so much to do with just the Dolphins. It's just to the simple fact that this Seattle Seahawks offense is just chugging along, and they are rolling through team. 63 total points in week 1. Week 2 up against a very good Patriots defense. This game, 65 total points, and then last week, the Seahawks-Cowboys game, which was just fireworks, no doubt. Nice total there at 69. The fact that this game is just an over-under at 53 and the Seahawks games combined have not been under 63, you're dang right. I am going to BetUS, and every single person that's watching right now should do the exact same. You want to get some extra money? You want to be able to bet on NFL games? You want to be able to bet on the Dolphins, over-under props? You can do all that at BetUS. But before you go there right now, you got to first go to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code Dolphins125. If you don't go to chatsports.com/bet, and if you don't put in the promo code Dolphins125, you're not going to get the $125 deposit bonus. It's such a good deal, I can't even talk about it. So if you put down $100, you're going to get $125 for free. Go get started at BetUS. All right, I promised you Byron Jones update. Is he going to be out week 4? It does unfortunately look like that. He left week 2 versus the Buffalo Bills with that groin injury. The hope was from Brian Flores that, hey, if we rest him week 3, Thursday Night Football against the Jags, he was going to be ready to go, 10 days rest going up against Seattle. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that is going to be able to happen. And for this Dolphins team, you went out, you paid him big-time money, one of the top cornerbacks, and I mean, 2020 has been a bad year for a lot of things. It's not been a bad year for corners, as Marlon Humphrey just signed a huge deal today, I think getting like $19.5 million. But Jones, when he's been on the field, he has been no doubt the best player in that secondary. 4 receptions on 6 targets, and sure, he's allowed 4 receptions on 6 targets, but they're not going anywhere. Like, they catch the ball, he brings them down. You guys see the average there. With Byron Jones probably not being able to go, that's going to put a bigger role on Noah Igbenogany. You're also going to see Bobby McCain. Today, Brian Flores came out and backed up McCain and said, yes, this guy used to be a cornerback, but he's done a very good job as safety. Xavier Howard, I'm also looking at you. But the last time we saw Noah Igbenogany on the field, I thought he played pretty well against the Jags, and most of that secondary did. However, you go back to week 2, they were absolutely shredded by Stephon Diggs, absolutely shredded by the Buffalo Bills. And this is what his coverage stats are. 16 targets, 10 catches, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's not great. And then you got Xavier Howard. He's going to have to really show his leadership here for this defense because, let's face it, this is going to be the toughest test that this defense has ended up facing because you got 2 quality players in Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, 2 players that have put up sick numbers. And before I show you those numbers, I do want to know who's the better wide receiver, DK Metcalf type DK or Tyler Lockett type TL. If maybe you can't figure out who's the tougher one, maybe if I show you their stats, that might make it a little bit easier for you. So Tyler Lockett, 29 targets, 24 catches, 259 yards, and 4 touchdowns. These are redonkulous numbers. Now let's go to DK's. And if DK wouldn't have been such a dummy and maybe not got the ball swatted out, he'd have 4 touchdowns and I guess an extra yard thrown in there because he got the ball punched out like literally right on the 1-yard line. So how about this? After you saw the numbers, I'm going to ask you again, who's the better wide receiver, Metcalf or Tyler Lockett? Type DK for DK. Type TL for Tyler Lockett. I'm actually, this might surprise some people, I'm going to go with Tyler Lockett. I think he fits this offense beautifully. Yes, Metcalf is the big stretch player, but I think if you would ask Seahawks fans, if you were to ask Seattle Russell Wilson, they would say the number 1 wide receiver on this team is Tyler Lockett. All right, I promised y'all as well, keep your friends close, enemies closer. Chris Carson, what's the latest on him? He went down with an injury, and I know I talked about this a little bit earlier in the week on Monday. I didn't think he was going to be able to rock and roll. Now, the MRI showed just a minor knee sprain, and he was a limited participant at Wednesday's practice. That's pretty surprising to me. So the fact that he has a chance to play in Week 4 versus Miami is definitely something to monitor. If he's unable to go, then you're going to be looking at Carlos Hyde, a running back who last season with the Houston Texans rushed for over 1,000 yards. And if I was Seattle, I would take it easy with Chris Carson, go to a running back like Hyde, and let's just say you need somebody that can catch the football here and there. You could maybe go to a Travis Homer as well. So Dolphin fans, what I want you to do your homework on Travis Homer, do your homework on Carlos Hyde, and make sure that you're staying up to date, even on a player like Chris Carson. Let's look at the next 5 games now for Miami. You got the 3-0 Seahawks, the 49ers, Broncos, Chargers, and Rams. It's not a very easy slate of games because by week 5, the 49ers are going to be a lot healthier. The Rams have been playing solid football. Yes, the Chargers have 2 losses, but they took the Chiefs into overtime. You're going to find out a lot, and I mean a lot, about this Dolphins team over the next 5 weeks. So what I want you all to do, we've been asking it every single week, and with all the new news, with all the new injuries, I'm going to continue to ask the question, what is going to be the Dolphins' 2020 record? And the more and more I go through the comments on YouTube, the more I see. I'm seeing a lot of 6-10s. I'm seeing a lot of 5-11, 7-9s, 8-8s. What I want you to do right now, predict the Dolphins' 2020 record. And if you made it this far in the video, I would appreciate it if you dropped us a like.